All right, everyone, welcome back. Expanding access to child care, that is the goal of House Bill 4147, and it passed the House earlier this week. And we do want to welcome the authors of the bill, Representatives Suzanne Schreiber and Mark Lawson. Good morning to both of you, and thank you so much for coming in. I know y'all are very busy this time of year. We want to get started here just right off the top. I mentioned expanding access to child care. If one of you wants to break down that bill, what is included in it?
I'll be happy to do that, and thank you for having us. The bill includes a tax credit for our employers who share in the cost of the child care cost with their employee. So they can provide dollars to their employee and get a tax credit for that. They can also utilize the tax credit if they operate a child care or if they provide seats. So they can buy childcare seats with a small business or a childcare center. The other thing it does is it provides a $1,000 credit for employees who are working in childcares, as provided that they are licensed and meet several qualifications to receive that tax credit.
What does the tax incentive look like for employers?
Yeah, so this is just as much of a workforce issue as it is a child care issue. And we know that in the private sector, there are nearly 100,000 jobs that people can't find to work. So we want the private industry, if they want to provide on-site daycare as maybe a benefit for employers, or if they want to participate in the cost of childcare as an employee incentive. It's very dynamic. We're taking an all-in approach on addressing this issue. And what we're hoping is that, maybe there are some families who are choosing not to re-enter the workforce in a post-pandemic world, who, with a little bit of help to defray the cost of childcare, it's a benefit to the employee, it's a benefit to the employer, and creating more slots for childcare, getting more people in the workforce.
And let's talk about that a little bit more here, because this is an ongoing conversation. The cost of childcare and also finding spots for children. How big of an issue is that here in the state of Oklahoma?
It's a huge issue. So like Representative Lawson said, we say child care is workforce infrastructure. Our employers need us to have a strong child care system in order for us to get everybody back in the workforce. The national labor participation average is about 62%, and Oklahoma is several percentage points below that. And so that means there's several workers out there who are eligible to work and want to work, and a portion of them, the reason that they are not working right here in Oklahoma is because they cannot either find affordable or they don't have a child care near them that they can access. So this bill pulls on both of those levers in different ways. What it does is it offers some monetary incentives to employees and employers via the tax credit to get costs down. So they're maybe getting a little bit of money from their employer, and then the state's participating. So it's a three-legged stool. We'll have the employer, the state giving that tax credit, and then the employee also paying a little bit of the cost. So it defrays the cost a little bit. The other piece is that we don't have enough child care employees. So we need to recruit and retain and incentivize those employees like we do with every other industry. And this bill offers that tax credit to get those people in the classroom. Every time we get a child care employee in a classroom, that opens up more slots. It's a highly regulated industry, and so we have to have very specific ratios. It's not like at Burger King where you wait in line longer or get a credit or hamburger if they don't have enough staff. We just don't have those slots. So every time we incentivize or retain or recruit a new child care teacher, we're getting more slots, and that opens that up too. And so this is so important for our employers to be able to get more of their employees back when they're making decisions to stay out of the workforce because they're not able to afford it or they can't find a slot.
Right, so this would be helpful on all aspects here. Also for the economy, people looking to get back into work,
yes.
And just helping families. Now that this has passed the House, what happens next? How are you feeling about it passing the Senate, and are you getting bipartisan support?
Well, you've got bipartisan support here
of course.
with you this morning. Today is deadline day, so in Chamber of Origin, all House bills have to advance out of the House, all Senate bills out of the Senate, and we will trade those bills and start running them through the process next week. again, childcare is an issue across the state. I want to make mention that we have 25% fewer slots than we did 10 years ago. I've got a little 3-year-old daughter who's set to turn 4. She has had 2 daycares close since we've been seeking childcare. So this is an issue in urban areas, in rural areas. It's important. It's not a partisan issue. No matter where you go in the state, finding quality childcare is real, and a lot of families like mine with young children are having to make decisions about returning to the workforce or staying home because of the availability of childcare or the cost of childcare, because the demand has gone up with fewer slots available. I think that the Senate understands this as well. We're going to do our part to advocate. We would encourage all the people watching today to contact their senators in support of this, because I know families like mine are experiencing these same struggles of finding childcare, making that decision of staying home with the kid, or can I return to the workforce? Is it cost prohibitive to do so? These are real decisions that families across the state are making. So I'm very hopeful that the Senate takes this up and gets it to the governor's desk.
And this is something that we're going to watch closely as well. I want to thank you both so much for coming in and kind of breaking this down for us, talking impacts and why it's so important. Appreciate your time, and I know you guys got to get back to work here in a little bit. So
Thank you so much for having us.
Pleasure to be here.
Of
Thank
course,
you.
and keep us updated with any developments as well.